How are Bend's elementary schools? Well, if you're thinking about moving your family to Bend, Oregon, don't consider purchasing a home without understanding the variety of schools and what they have to offer. We have 3 kids all going to school here in Bend, and over the years I've gained some insight on what makes Bend schools unique and just what they're really like. So after watching this video, you should feel more confident about the school system and know some good options for your family. Be sure to stick around to the end to find out a couple of the best ways to get to know other families in your community. Before jumping into the specifics of the schools, I just want to mention that the majority of kids in Bend attend public schools. There are private options if that's what you prefer. From our experience, the schools aren't grinding and tough, but there's a big push on values and shaping kids to be all around awesome humans. Our teachers have been outstanding. I think getting a teaching gig in Bend is pretty tough, so it feels like we've got the cream of the crop guiding our little ones. Bend boasts a variety of highly rated elementary schools, each with unique strengths located across different parts of the city. I found insightful details on Bend's public elementary schools through greatschools.org, where schools are evaluated on a 1 to 10 scale, and schools earning a 7 to 10 are considered above average, a 5 to 6 is average, and 1 to 4 indicates below average. Among the 16 rated schools in Bend, 12 boast above average ratings, 2 are deemed average, and 2 are considered below average. This highlights the overall excellence in the area's educational offerings. All right, let's spotlight the standout schools in Bend with the above average ratings. Leading the pack is Pine Ridge Elementary, located in southwest Bend with a perfect score of 10. Pine Ridge boasts one of the best student-to-teacher ratios of 18:1. Not far behind with ratings of 9 are Highland, High Lakes, and William E. Miller, more commonly known as Miller. These 3 schools are all nestled in Northwest Bend. Moving on, we have 5 schools, each proudly holding an 8 out of 10, and they're sprinkled all around Bend. We're talking about Silver Rail in Southeast, there's Elk Meadow in Southwest, Amity Creek, which is right in the heart of things in downtown Northwest Bend. Then there's Ponderosa in Northeast, and Tumalo Community School, which is just a stone's throw away from Bend's outskirts. I want to mention North Star Elementary, which is a pretty new school, and so it hasn't been rated on greatschools.org yet because there's limited data. However, according to publicschoolreview.com, it's earned high marks, ranking in the top 10% of Oregon public schools. Next up, I'm going to talk about a charter school called Bend International School. Bend International School has a 9 out of 10 rating, and as the name suggests, it's all about giving kids a top-notch education with a worldwide lens, pushing them to do great both in the class and as global citizens. This school is smaller. There are only 215 students, so about half the size of many of the other local elementary schools. So it is just a unique opportunity if that's what you're looking for, and it offers a very personalized education. I would say the majority of Bend kids choose to go to the school where they are assigned, based on their address. And you can see on this attendance area map where those boundaries fall. However, families do have the option to apply to go to one of the option schools. There's a total of 8 of them scattered throughout Bend, and they all have a unique focus. For example, Bear Creek Elementary School offers a dual immersion Spanish language program. There's Buckingham, and that has a STEM, or science, technology, engineering, math focus. And then one that is really popular is Highland Elementary, and that follows a Scottish storyline, and it weaves subjects together around engaging themes. It's supposed to promote a deeper connection between learning and the real world. So if you're interested in these choice schools, I recommend going to the Bend Lapine website to get some more information. As a parent, I want to mention that if community is something that is important to you, I would really consider going to the local school, your boundary school, because it's just such a great way to get to know your neighbors, and that is where the majority of your neighbors will likely go. Of course, every family is different, every kid is different, and so it depends on what your child needs. So it is nice to have all these options. speaking of community, one way to get to know other kids and parents in your neighborhood is at the bus stop. Bend La Pine Schools provides bus services for elementary students who live more than 1 mile from their school. So this distance is calculated from the resident's property boundary to the school property boundary using Google Maps. Depending on where you live, you will see many kids riding bikes or walking to school. Our kids love riding their bikes as long as they can, and then once the weather gets too cold, they switch to taking the bus. Another way to get to know your community is through sports and activities. At this age, the schools don't offer sports, but you can sign up for sports through the Bend Park and Rec website. They will then ask which school your child attends, and they will be put on a sports team with kids from their school and grade level. If you're new to Bend, this is just a great way for you and your child to get to know other kids and families in your community. Based on my experience, Bend truly shines as an ideal place for family life. It's not just the friendly community-centric vibe that stands out, but also the wealth of parks, diverse family activities, and engaging community events. Our family has found that the public schools in Bend reflect this same commitment to nurturing kids and making it a well-rounded haven for raising a family. For detailed statistics and specifics about each school, I suggest checking out the Bend La Pine Schools website. If you have any questions about Bend or raising a family in Bend or the different communities in Bend, I can definitely help you out with that. Please reach out to me if you have any questions or want to talk about your family's future in Bend, Oregon.